I'm gonna explain why we are going through 2020 cycle, and especially where we at is about end of August phase in 2020. And as you know, RC announced his first stake to 9.6 or something, like some sort of 9.6 or something. Yeah, so he announced his stake, create a gap up, and that was the August end of August phase. And we could see that pop actually on OPEX week. And and then I know there are people who looking for like a couple hundreds and maybe 1,000 in January, but I have to tell you that squeeze is not going to happen in January. I might be wrong. I'm just saying based on my fractals. If this fractals is something that Roaring Kitty or Ryan Quinn or Long Forces behind RC is correct, then this might be it. We see then they'll be like, yeah, well, how do you explain the May run? Well, this is a fractal. I have it here. As you can see from the March earning, which happened here, have a sharp drop, which will happen here. And then what? We had a rally. We have a squeeze, gamma squeeze, which is the same fractal that they have it here. Come down. They did, another thing, ups and down, pull back. Look at this. What happened here? It matched exactly the same thing. And after they hit this bottom, they start to rise up, which is exactly the same thing. So, to be honest, yeah, there's no squeeze in January. This will be more like just pop, like just starting a kickoff a bull cycle, and the squeeze will come here later. And some people will be like, yeah, we've been waiting for so long. I'm tired. Yeah, it is what it is. It's just that the fractals I've been tracking, it's about it's like two times slower than 2020, and then you have to accept the reality that in 2020 there's more liquidity, as you guys know, because of the Fed print a lot of money. They put a lot of liquidity in the market. But right now it's opposite. There's no liquidity, so it makes sense. We have to accept that. I think reality that things are very slow. It's taking twice. Sometimes some fractals are 5 times slower, especially AMC, some area. So and then we just have to accept the reality that it is going to take more time. And then as an option trader or option player, whatever we call it, we have to accept the reality that things are very slow. So the reason I think why we are tracking 2020 is this fractal tells you that if you can see this fractal that it looks exactly the same thing, I'm sorry, you just have to keep. Maybe everyone has a different way of looking at it. Maybe I might be wrong, but if this is something that they're using the previous fractal, which what Roaring Kitty mentioned, that he mentioned about the recall, and this is the recall. I think they're just tracking whole thing again. And then if this is correct, we're gonna see a top. We're gonna see a gap up as as the gap up phase where RC announced his 9.6%, his first GameStop stake, create a gap up. I think something is gonna happen on January 14 or 16 or 15, something like that. Create a gap up, and then it's gonna retest the highest high. It's gonna retest the high pick on from May here. So we're gonna retest that one, and then hit the bottom. As you remember that GameStop did announce that they're not gonna dilute until the fiscal year ends. The fiscal year end on January 31st. So after January 31st is February. So I think February they're gonna do a dilution. So it's gonna drop. And then they're trying to find a retest again here, somewhere in the $40 range, and then push this thing up again. So I think we're gonna see a huge volatility move, but the thing is the bottoms will be continue to rise up. So that's kind of what I can tell you. I cannot show you this one yet because I need to still confirm this one. Then I'm gonna show you when the squeeze gonna be. But it makes sense that the final squeeze could happen end of the year. I mean, I might be completely wrong, but if that's correct, that's in line with Nvidia too. This Nvidia is gonna drop, I think, by end of the year. I think that will be the final, the bottom. Let me tell you why I think current market. Maybe some of the stocks are not. Maybe some maybe cryptos or stocks are maybe August. So let me tell you why. So this is 2020 and this is 2004, October to 2025 January. So when you take a look at it, I think this is kind of what Bitcoin track. But as I'm telling you, some areas are 7 times slower than here. Some areas are almost like 5 times slower, 4 times slower than here. Now this area is like about 2 times slower. So maybe things are speed up here for some reason. I don't know why. Now I'm gonna show you here. So this one is 2020 August and September. Okay. So as you can see, this thing push up in August, and this is still August. So early August, end of August. And then I brought same fractals here. And as you can see, this thing pushed up when hit the top by the FOMC, December FOMC meeting, come back down, hit all this target, now start to pushing up, right? So which is very similar to August 30th, okay? This area is August 30th. After hit this bottom, have the bottom, push up, right? So we are around August 29 or August 30, right? So this thing will push until September 1st and then start to collapse, right? So it's about 17% pullback, but based on the fractal that I apply, this will pull back to a 27% down, which bring the Bitcoin price up to 70K level. 74, 75 level maybe. So we'll see. So that's why I put the title out today that we are tracking 2020 August maybe, right? So now you see Bitcoin fractals, and then now I'm gonna show you the GameStop. I want to show you the bigger picture for 1 second, and then like I said, I might be completely wrong, so don't expect this will be the right one, so but I'm gonna just tell you what I think it is, and then in my opinion, there's no squeeze in January. Okay, it will be just a bull rally cycle starts, and the squeeze will happen like later, so don't be disappointed by me saying that. Okay, they're just creating a bigger cycle. I don't know why. Okay, I have no idea. So if this thing squeeze, I think there will be I think first of all, the Bed Bath Beyond of the Bye Bye Baby has to come out first. Some guys mentioned maybe BBBY will come out in OTC. I have no idea. Maybe it might be true. I have no idea. Hertz came out as a Hertz. When Hertz came out from Chapter 11, it came back in OTC, squeezed there, and then released back to Nasdaq after 4 months or 6 months later. So I don't know if BBY will do the same, but we'll see. Anyway, so heading into this huge squeeze will come out later, end of the year, in my opinion. I might be wrong. So let's look at 2020. Okay, I'm gonna show you step by step, just one more time, so that everyone see what I see. I might be completely wrong. Okay, so March earning, 2020 March earning, and then boom, crash. Same March earning, 2024. After that March earning, boom, crash, right? And then what? This thing just squeeze, right? I mean, this thing just like pop like crazy. I think that's what Roaring Kitty used this fractal to create a same kind of squeeze, but much more explosive one, using gamma and all that stuff. And after May run, what happened? Pullback, right? So same pullback happened, and then this thing created, which what maybe happened here or here, whatever. They create like it's just ups and down, right? And then I'm gonna maybe minimize this one. Yeah, so we, this whole area was kind of a little boring area, right? So, this whole thing was created, from there. And after that, this thing start to find the bottom, which what happened here, and then start to pushing up. And I think that's kind of where we at. We are slowly pushing upside, because I was tracking the whole thing, and like, even if this is like, okay, so I mean, there's a lot of people who use the fractals to kind of find where we at, and some people, look at it as a 2020, for May run, and I was looking at that. Some people looking at 2021 January, right before squeeze, and everyone is kind of rushing through that kind of phase. And I was like, are we here? Are we there? I was tracking, but I'm like, hold on, wait a second. If a Bitcoin is tracking 2020 August, let me go back and think about it, because and then that gave me a thought, because I was tracking 2020 too. So I was like, you know what? Let's go back and double check again. Let me see if this is correct. Okay. And I was like, okay, maybe this might be right. So I went to check, because I know there's a lot of volatility here. There's a lot of ups and downs, right? So I was like, you know what? Maybe we are kind of going through this phase. So and then let me show you the RSI and why I think this is the phase that we are tracking. And this is also August, by the way. Bitcoin is also tracking 2020 August. Okay, and the same tracking here. GameStop is also tracking 2020 August. Right, and then let me show you a big, much more tighter image here. So I want you to take a look at RSI 1 second. So this is when this chart hit the bottom, which is this area. So I pointed out here that this is the area. When you look at on the left, so this is 2020. This is where we at. After this phase, this RSI hit the bottom, and this thing start to push up, which is exactly the spot. So and then I told you that we are kind of going through a much slower pace, right? Almost 2 times slower than this one. So when you consider all that, I already drew this one because I was already doing a live stream, like basically me just talking by myself, because I didn't know that my mic was turned off. Anyway, so you see that when you hit the bottom RSI, this thing push up, which what happened here. 1, 2, 3. It created 3 waves, and then there was a sharp pullback, right? Maybe I'm gonna delete this one so you can see better. You see that? 1, 2, 3, boosh, right? 1, 2, 3, boosh, right? Boom, boom, right? So it creates same kind of not the same look as what it looks like, but it does create a formation like that, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So now we move on to next one. Okay, I want you to follow all this kind of stuff, because I want you to look at what I see here, and then that doesn't mean that I'm completely right, but what I'm trying to prove here is that I'm not trying to prove that I'm right here. I'm trying to say, like, maybe that's where we at. So I'm gonna show you where we at, and hopefully if this is correct, maybe you could maybe see a fun time soon. So next one is 1, 2, 3. We went through 1, 2, 3, big push RSI, big push in RSI, right? So we passed that one. So let's move on to this one. There's a 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, you follow me here. 1, 2, 3, big push down, right? We have a very clear 3 wave here, right? Trident shape, whatever you want to call this one, triple top. 1, 2, 3, and one more, 1, 2, right? It was this shape was extremely weird to me that they did that, but I think that's what they created here. It was fast, like pshoo, and then boom. But right now, this one took some time. I don't know why, but that's what they created. They created a fourth time, right? So after this, so today I was expecting, you know what? I think this is what I'm tracking here, you know, and I want to be, I want to see if this thing push a little higher now, because if this goes down reversely, then I don't know where I'm gonna where I can track, you know, anymore, you know. So today, GameStop push little down today in the morning in pre-market. I'm like, shit, I need to see this one pop in the morning or something in the afternoon, and then it start to show a sign from 10:30 to 11 a.m. You know, suddenly just big push happened, right? Almost up to 4%, you know. And then I was like, okay, and that kind of gave me an idea. I was like, okay, I think I know where it is now. So now when you take a look at a little bit more closely, because I did mention that we are kind of going through this fourth wave here. I mean, there's a lot of wave, right? I just mentioned there's a 30 wave in the first phase I mentioned in the RSI, and then another fourth wave happened, and then I did track all of them, and I just showed it to you. And now we are at the fourth wave, you know, which this thing pushed down at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, big push 4, right? Now it has to push up, boom, it has to go into the final gap up phase, and big pop happen here, right? So now we know the fact that we are coming up here, which I just drew a box here. Okay, I'm gonna you know what, I'm gonna change this color a little bit differently so that you know where we at exactly. You know what, I'm gonna draw I'm gonna color the box as well, so maybe you can see better. One second. Maybe do you see better? All right. So based on the fractals here, after this big push happened, which, you know, I thought there was a fourth wave, and now going for another wave, but this thing push up this much, right? So today we finish only this candle, okay, because we were tracking very slow. So now by next Monday, I want to see this thing push up to this level, but you know, based on the fractal, I was looking at the like $35. I don't know if they could push that much, but I drew a line here. You know what, I'm gonna just change to pink so that I can match the same line, same color, so you can see better. Sometimes, like, you know, if I change the color, then you'll be like, oh, you know, what color, what, you know, where are we at exactly? All right, so when you okay, I'm gonna change this one color too as well. So when you hit all this line, maybe hit this one, what happened on end of November, end of December, when you draw all this line up here, this brings you to January 10th, which is Friday next week. So if we are here, and next Monday, apparently that's when the final day for XRT ETF ratio happened, right? T plus 13. So that's kind of makes sense that maybe there will be a short covering from XRT for short covering, and then this thing could push up, right? And then maybe, you know, pull back down a little bit, and then maybe they might just kind of jump around this area, okay? They might just go ups and down and until they hit the final this phase, which is about here for them. You know, it's merging like a triangle shape, and that's when this thing gap up, right? And that's when RC announced his stake. And then I think here like maybe I don't know who created this fractal, but either RC or either like I don't know, like Roaring Kitty, I don't know, whoever behind the scene, like let's say Long Forces, right? It's creating same thing for some way. So you guys remember that the RC post, Roaring Kitty post about this one? he did mention about this 1 minute and 9 second. I think that's very interesting because if Monday push up to $33 to 68 cents level, come back down, push up one more, and you see so it push 1, 2, 3, and push gap up, right? That's when RC create a gap up. So I think by the time maybe somewhere between next Friday or next Tuesday, we could see a gap up, or next Wednesday, something in between here. So something's gonna happen here. So I have no idea what's gonna happen, but some people expect that Roaring Kitty might rebuild his portfolio. Maybe there's a GameStop in it. Who knows? Because that's when RC announced his stake, 9.6 stake. So maybe this time, Roaring Kitty might announce his 9.6% stake or something like that. Like a large positions, right? Large positions. And that create a gap up. This create a gap up about 5% or something, it's 10%. So if he create a gap up about this much, okay, you know what? If this triangle formation ends on Friday, that means he could create a gap up on Monday, Jan 13. And that's the OPEX week. And what's interesting is there's a lot of option chains here. So if he end up pushing this up, gap up by OPEX week, which like very similar to May run, but I'm not saying this gonna be squeezed like May. I do think that this gonna retest the last May top, which is about the $60 range, and then they're gonna just go move around like that for a bit, about based on this speed, probably about 17 days, about 2 weeks, and then boom, crash. And then that kind of lines up with the GameStop fiscal year ends on dilution, right? Dilution, they mentioned about they might do a share offering end of the fiscal year, which is January 31st. So if you kind of counter that in, I think that might be around, that give you around February 3rd, and then that's when the this whole flushed out will happen here, pullback. So yeah, that's something to think about. So maybe something happened, and RC be like, yeah, maybe they don't dilute this time. They be like, RC be like, yeah, we acquire BBBY NOL or BBBY bonds. We invest in it, from GameStop or something, So maybe there's gonna be a short-term drop, and then maybe after that, this thing push up, right? So yeah, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. I'm just gonna show you this one because I still need to confirm this one. Once we have a confirmation of this fractal, then it's much easier for me to check when this thing squeeze, right? But for now, based on the speed, based on the fractals, if we end up kind of going into very similar to August 2020, we have to go through this whole cycle here again. It's gonna be a long month, but by end of the November, we could see a giant squeeze, and that's why I think Paul T mentioned about you guys should DRS, and then maybe when this thing happened, maybe the market collapse. But I do expect also Beth Beyond has to come out. I think it's the time of the year where now we are entering 2 years of BBY enter Chapter 11. I mean, not 2 years yet. I think the official 2 years is gonna be April, but anyway, they have to keep NOL for 2 years in order to use them like 100% or something. So, and then in order to keep the NOL, the share cannot be traded, so they cancel the shares in advance. So something has to come out this year, and then I think BBY come out somewhere here. I mean, so I was tracking Nvidia as well. So Nvidia has been kind of moving up, and then I think that's kind of where we at. So by January 21st, maybe that's when Nvidia will start to fall. By February 10th. So let's kind of check. So February 3rd is also a new BBY hearing, and also that's when you know what? So Gen 7 was the final hearing, but they said they pushed to a same where was this? The same time the RC has to reply, right? That's weird. So that means, holy shit. So RC reply on RC versus BBY cases. Holy shit, that means he's gonna announce something. Oh, that makes sense. So that means he's not gonna dilute this time. So the reason it's gonna fall from GameStop on February 3rd is he's gonna announce it then. Holy shit, that's crazy. You see that? So this, I don't think this will be dilution then, because so there was already BBY RC case for February 3rd, and then new hearing. So if the final hearing pushed back to February 3rd or something. Oh, February 4th. Holy shit. So that means they're gonna announce it and drop like 27%. So usually they acquire announced acquisitions, and the shares drop, and I think that's what the cause of the drop. They'll be like, yeah, we bought BBBY bonds or something, and RC be like, yeah, maybe they don't dilute this time. They'll be like, RC be like, yeah, we acquire BBBY NOL or BBBY bonds. We invest in it, from GameStop or something, So maybe there's gonna be a short-term drop, and then maybe after that, this thing push up, right? So yeah, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. I'm just gonna show you this one because I still need to confirm this one. Once we have a confirmation of this fractal, then it's much easier for me to check when this thing squeeze, right? But for now, based on the speed, based on the fractals, if we end up kind of going into very similar to August 2020, we have to go through this whole cycle here again. It's gonna be a long month, but by end of the November, we could see a giant squeeze, and that's why I think Paul T mentioned about you guys should DRS, and then maybe when this thing happened, maybe the market collapse. But I do expect also Bed Bath Beyond has to come out. I think it's the time of the year where now we are entering 2 years of BBY enter Chapter 11. I mean, not 2 years yet. I think the official 2 years gonna be April. But anyway, they have to keep NOL for 2 years in order to use them like 100% or something. So, and then in order to keep the NOL, the share cannot be traded, so they cancel the shares in advance. So something has to come out this year, and then I think BBY come out somewhere here. I want to talk about AMC as the last one. AMC was definitely difficult stock to track, but the fact that we are going through 2020 August, right? So I was actually look at AMC again, right? So I went back, 2020, and then I check again. I'm like, okay, holy shit. So you look at this one. So the way it formed here, this is November 2020. It looks exactly the same thing. 1, 2, boom. 1, 2, boom. Gap up. Create a gap up squeeze. I'm like, okay. And now this thing just roll back up. Thing push up here. So this one hit 1 point. 1 second. So 1, 2, 1, 2. You know what, I'm gonna change the color here, yellow. Easy to look at. And then bottom here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Same thing, gap up squeeze. This went up though like 80%. This one up 200%, which means that there's definitely a lot of shorts here. Let's calculate. So 224 divided by 82. So that's about 2.7% times higher than this November. So okay, so we go back. They push this thing stuff. So this whole you see this whole like. So okay, you know what? I'm gonna drop an arrow here too. So it hit the top. Hit the top. Push down. Push down. This thing push down. Oh fuck. Alright, there you go. Hit this part. Push down. Push down, right? And this thing rolled back up, but I think it was quite short one. And then they pull, and then you know, hit this. You know, this there's kind of like a, what do you call that? Like some sort of like a small mountain or something, right? So that's what it looks like. So there's like this kind of stuff, which what they created somewhat here, but I don't know. It was kind of, they took it out a little longer, right? Like longer, you know. I understand some phases are quite, you know, slower. So I think that's what they took much time, and that's why it is definitely hard to track. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, how do you fucking track this one? Like I know there's like some hit points and here there, you know, and we're just speculating, you know. Like I'm not market makers, you know. People are like, you know, why are you delaying things? I'm not delaying things. I'm not Ken Griffin, okay? I'm just like a fucking crayon, you know, eaters, you know, just checking all this kind of fractals and stuff. I like to checking all these patterns. That's why. But you know, I mean, yeah, like I'm not market makers. I'm not creating the fractals. I'm not creating algo. You know, I don't know. But they're just fucking around with this one. So how can I know a whole thing? But the only thing we could say is that's where we at. And then what we are trying to do is like, you know, we are just anticipating when it will be the squeeze. That's pretty much it. So anyway, I think that's kind of where we at. Hold on, you know what? Hold on 1 second. Oh, maybe this might be here. 1 second. Hold on. No, it's not true. Yeah, I don't think so. Cause I was like 1 second. I was like, what is this one? You know, I was like 1 second. I was like, is this one? No, it's not. Anyway, so they create this whole small mountains here, and after that they create a second one, which is about this one. And I think, I don't know, I might be wrong, but we might going through this phase. Okay, so it hits the top, it hits the bottom here after this, creating a small hill. Hit the bottom, hit the bottom. Now it pushes up, pushes up. It's very slow, but it pushes up and push downward after share offering. And then I think we might be here. Okay, I might be wrong, but I'm just telling you guys it might be, because it seems like it might be tracking the same August. So where's August? So this is not August. 2021 August. 2020 August is this is not even August. This is November. That's crazy. So that means they're tracking faster. AMC is tracking faster than. That's kind of weird, huh? So if we are here, which is about here, there might be another drop, and there's a gap at $2.96, right? This is the gap that they left from May 13 when they create a gap up here. So there's a gap. It could fill that gap. I think it's possible. I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm trying to say it could possible if they fractally like tracking this one. So it could hit the $2.21, it possibly. Maybe that might be the bottom if they follow this one, because it seems like they do this similar run, 1, 2, and squeeze. Same thing happened in May, 1, 2, squeeze. Same fractal here, right? So I'm like, okay, wait a second. If that's the fractal they're tracking, they do all this kind of bullshit. Now this is final kind of flushed out. If that's what they want to do, I mean, they already like fucking tanked this one so much. But anyway, I mean, that's what they're trying to like, you know, using this AMC as some sort of a collateral, right, to short GameStop, other basket stocks, and they're really abusing this stock. I don't know, it's just fucking crazy. Anyway, so if we are tracking this one, that means by March this might hit the bottom. And also, like I said, depending on the speed, so I can't really expect, you know, how fast they're gonna run this thing until they hit this bottom. But if they do, I'm expecting by end of March or by April, early April. And then once we hit the bottom and start to pushing things up, I think that's where we're gonna go through this final A phase before heading into squeeze in 2021. And I think this squeeze could have come out a little earlier than maybe GameStop, because right now the fractal is running faster than GameStop right now. I mean, GameStop is now 2021 end of August, but AMC 2020 August. If AMC 2020 August is actually here, so where are we at? 2020 August, where are you? 2020 August. No, that's not 2020 August. Oh, sorry, this is 2020. Yeah, this is August. So that's March, April. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they did something similar to this one too, like 1, 2, and run. But 2020 end of August is somewhere here, but we are heading down right now. So I don't know. But we might push down maybe one more time. I mean, depending on where we are exactly. So if we are AMC is tracking 2020 August, we should be actually moving up. But this thing is not moving up right now, is it? Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, AMC is definitely hard to track. So if you were based on 2020 August, So let me track this fractals here. Oops. So like something like that maybe. Yeah, maybe something like that. Okay, maybe they fill the gap here anyway. But how come this tiny squeeze is so tiny? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, like some area is like similarly like correct. So maybe I mean they end up coming down to fill the gap, right? Some areas like yeah, okay, sure, but some areas like doesn't make sense. So yeah, maybe if you're, I think maybe AMC is actually running faster. So maybe the squeeze could happen in August. But yeah, it's definitely there's like a huge volatility here. I mean anything could happen, but I think AMC is at somewhere like here or something then, like September or something here. So there's like a 1 2, right? There's also there's a second wave. I mean kind of similar to what happened oh shit, hold on. What happened in May, right? So if this is a March and April run, which was aimed for GameStop as well, yeah, it does kind of line up similarly here, right? So it created this kind of like, 1 2 double bottom or something, and then pushes. But this push, I mean, this area, like, yeah, like this one is like harder. Like, that means there's a lot of shorts. It's like this is like short squeeze. So push up, push down, push up, down. Yeah, it does look similar then. Yeah, there you go. And then coming down here, it pushes up. Maybe this will push down mid-January. Fill this gap by February. Push up again. Push down again. There's a possibility, right? And then by end of June, maybe it hit the bottom to $2.60, and then after that it will squeeze. But this squeeze, it says only go up to $8. So I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, it'll hit like the May top. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I think it will be much more explosive. Like even this fractal was here, but this went up even higher. So I think this we gotta look at this one as a just kind of like the direction, but not the target price, right? So that's kind of AMC right now. I mean, AMC is definitely something hard to track, but I do think that there might be possibility of more downside. Yeah, AMC is definitely hard. It's not easy, but we gotta. Yeah, I think AMC is definitely also running faster than the end of 2020 August. Like I think that it's like like October or something where like AMC is a lot faster. Yeah, Argo is running faster. 2020 end of August or something here. So yeah, it's a little disappointing news, but it is what it is, right? So we just have to see how much this will blow up. But how come this blew up in August? That's weird. The Siri, you know what? Look at this. You see this Nvidia? Something's gonna happen here, I think. This is August. So Nvidia flushed out like that, like huge, like sharp drop. That's August. So that's happening on August. That's crazy. Like that's like almost 60% drop. That's crazy. So that means August is gonna be a squeeze phase. August 6th. So that's August. So something's gonna happen there between September, August. So this area is very important. To look, we're gonna pay attention to that. We don't know how big the squeeze is gonna be, right? This can be a $40, right? This can be crazy amount, right? Okay, you know what? Let's calculate this amount here. So, let's see it. So this was the squeeze. All right, so this was their gap up. So you see, there's a gap up here. This went up only like freaking like 80%, but this thing pushes up like almost 235. Okay, so let's calculate. 235 times divide by 84. So 2 times 4, almost 2.8 times bigger than 2020 April. So if you add that in from this fractal, so this went up actually 200. So it says 200%. That's fucking weird. Oh, you know what? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, based on this fractal. So if you times 255, okay, so it's gonna go up 700%. So if you apply 700% from the bottom, okay, so that makes sense because it'll hit 21. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna because there's a gap here. So 21 second. How much is it? 700%. So from here, 713, right? So something like $21 or something like that, because there's a gap here, 17 to 19 gap. So that means they're gonna fill this gap in August. Okay, so that's so okay, so yeah, that's gonna be a big one. So that'll cover up gap. So I was like, fuck, like how the fuck this gap only go up like $9? That makes sense. It makes sense now mathematically. Okay. So after that, we're gonna go through this whole May run, right? So we still got June squeeze, right? So let's take a look at the June squeeze here. 1 second. It's gonna take some time, but hold on. So this one is a fucking it's March, April. I'm gonna drag it whole thing from this run here. Yeah, AMC is like fucking nuts. It's crazy. Okay, there you go. So there will be a squeeze in August. There will be squeeze in I think end of the year. Oh wait, what? Oh, it's okay. So this second one will pass 2026. That's crazy. That means they're gonna run this thing in the bull cycle. That's crazy. Yeah, this is really control squeeze. Okay, you know what? 1 second. I gotta, because if I turn this one to daily, this thing disappears. So this, like, I don't know why this trading just start like, weird glitches happen like that. Yeah, so daily, brought this one up here again. 1 second. So where the hell is, okay, there's a January here. So let's take a look at the timing. Okay, so 2026 February. Okay, that's okay. So early Feb, early after Gen OPEX, right? So okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's okay, that's fine. So so let's take a look at the size here. So this will be a 700%. Let's take a look at this one from here to here, about 200%. So 200% times 214 times 279, 214. Actually, you know what? It's not 14. Let's do it properly. 227. So let's do 227. So that'll be 600%. So from here, 600% is about here. That's kind of fucked up. Shit, they only fill this gap here? That's crazy. That's so fucked up. But anyway, I mean, it is what it is. What can you say? But I don't know. It could be bigger, but I can't really tell you right now. But based on the mathematically, based on the last run, I just kind of compare with the. So basically what I did here, let me just explain. I might be wrong, but let me just explain it here. So I brought the fractals here from 2020, and then there was a gap here. So when I applied the gap, not the gap, but when I apply how much it went up, because you see that it created this kind of double top, same thing, 1, 2, like that. You know, drop 1, 2, and squeeze. Drop 1, 2, squeeze, right? But this, when you apply this fractal here, it went up like this much, only like 36%. This one, but that one blew up like about 270 or something, right? So this one about almost 300%. So I actually did calculation. So I divide by 300% by how much it went up fractally. It went up like about, let's say, 40%, like that. So it jumped up 7.5 times. Hold on one second. So this one up 300%. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, this one up 35%. Okay, so I'm gonna recalculate that, right? So 300% divided by 35, so about 8.5%. Okay, there you go. So something is maybe off before when I did a smaller timeline. So now I brought the same fractals here, and then when you look at it, I mean, when you look at the January chart, it went up 1000%, but you have to bring this one and then try to match with the fractals they're creating right now. So I brought them up here, and then from here to here, it looks like it's going up to about 250, 270%. And you have to, I think, multiply by that 8 times 5, 8.5. If you 73, they'll give you 2,000. Okay, so that makes sense. 2,300. So if you add 2,000%, that means this will fill the gap. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, that will be 60%. So 6,300. I hope my calculation is okay. So that means they're gonna fill this whole $40 gap in August. So somewhere there, right? So there's a gap that they're gonna fill, and that's why Nvidia dropped in August about 60%. AMC squeeze, right? And then the next squeeze is going to be 2026 February, based on the speed. And then if you apply 8.5 times how much this fractals up, 200%. So they'll give you 1,700. So that's about 125. So that makes sense because there's a gap there. So that's pretty much peak, I think. Yeah, there's a gap here at 86. I mean, there's a gap at 226.13. So yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna fill that gap. I don't know. Maybe next run. Maybe, who knows. But maybe that's kind of what I have it for now. So But yeah, let's watch out that August run. I mean, that's gonna be a big one. Holy shit. That's gonna be like, imagine you play option with this one. Holy fuck, man. You're gonna be like rich as fuck, I think. Yeah, that would be crazy. So let's watch out for that. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I gotta be really, I'm looking at this whole thing again. But I don't know. That's just what it seems like. Um, there's a reason why they left the gap here. So it looks like they're gonna fill this gap if they run the fractal like last time. But the cool thing is they're running faster than 2020 August. So they're here 2020 September. So they're like 1 month faster. AMC. Yeah. They're faster. They're way faster than GameStop. GameStop is like way slower. So I don't know why. I don't know why they're doing that. Maybe I might be wrong again, but that's just what it looks like. So I mean, GameStop has their own. I think they have their own like merger acquisitions or whole thing. So that's why they're taking way longer. Maybe bigger squeeze. So yeah. So I think this giant squeeze will happen when AMC squeeze happen. Maybe that's why maybe they're lined up here. So we'll see. Maybe I might be wrong. Who knows? But let's watch out for next 2 weeks. I think next 2 weeks should be very exciting. For GameStop, it's gonna pop. For AMC, it's gonna drop. I don't know. Yeah, it just they just run oppositely. So let's see. Hope this helps. I think that's pretty much my update for this week. I have to delete something because they're so messy right now. There's like, how many fractals that I have here? I don't need this one, and I don't need this one either. Hold on, no, hold on. I need that one. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's delete this guy. Okay, there you go. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for tuning in on this Friday nights. I'm really sorry that yeah, this 1 hour that I was talking by myself was just completely gone due to the mic error. I don't know why mic was just kind of doing that. It was like off for 10 minutes, somebody said. Let's take a look at Syria as well. One last thing, Syria actually now started bouncing back up, went up 1%. But I want to see this thing push up so fast and then drop and then push this thing up to fill the gap here at $28. And then yeah, I want to see all this done. And then the Syria also run will happen somewhere in July as well. So something between July August will be a big event gonna happen. I don't know why. They just set it up that way. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and then I'll see you guys in next updates. Have a good weekend, and see you guys next time.